All right, so one other set of percussion-related items that we can talk about are we've got these two tambourines here, and I know we've mentioned it in several videos now, but the LP foot snare that's over here, that's my 6th pedal. So these instruments all got added again, just like the cowbells and the tollspires and the lampshade. These all got added when I had the 360 kit. And I was trying to put together a setup that, would still give me a lot of possibilities, but just had unusual textures in it. And so these tambourines I've had for much longer than that, but I brought them back out for that setup. This over here, I actually don't even know what brand this is. I just found this. I found this one day. It was called a Moon tambourine. And I bought it mainly because it seemed to be a good contrast to the Pearl tambourine that I already had, the Pearl drum set tambourine. I found this because of Mike Mangini. The Pearl tambourine is a very, it has it's a really, really nice sounding tambourine. And the thing that's nice about it is it's quite loud. It's quite loud and quite aggressive. It's something that announces itself really nicely, which for a tambourine is not always the case. So I love this tambourine, and the Moon tambourine seemed to be a good match to that, especially because this one seems to have some sort of brass or maybe even bronze jingles, and this one doesn't. This one seems to have more like steel type of jingles. Now, as far as as far as recording, I haven't used these that much. You can hear them on the Herd of Bison songs "Where's Home," and also on the song. Let's see, on the song "Searching." You can hear these. You can hear these two. The groove that I was just playing there that came from "Where's Home," and the idea behind that groove was just simply to have a simple 8th note groove that had very few, if any, bass drum notes, and so it just kind of had you would know where beat 1 is, but in between beat 1 it would just kind of float, and that was my goal, and so I dressed up that I dressed it up by adding these two tambourines and also then adding the foot snare in there. Just to give, give some more colors, give some more accents, and I think that even though the accents are there and they help keep the groove rolling forwards, because it's tambourines and a small snare, they don't interrupt the feeling of this kind of floating feeling in between the bass drums. So that's the tambourines. And in terms of videos, you can see them in the Nomad. There's one fill in the Nomad where I use them. It's in the second verse, and it goes. See, it's sometimes hard to hit that one. So there's that one fill, and then in the Nomad Part 2 at the end of the album, right before the monologue comes in, there's this little kind of melodic pattern that happens on the tollspires, and the 8th note hi-hats come back, and I'm kind of answering the tollspire melodic pattern with either patterns on these 3 cymbals, the custom crash, the garage ride, and the lampshade, or I'm answering them with the tambourines. So I kind of answer it that way. So that's the tambourines. In terms of the foot snare, you've already seen several of the things that I use. You've already seen several of the sections that I use it for. Yeah, the instrument is called the 8-inch LP micro snare. It's just a single-headed, small type of snare. And if I turn the snares off, you can hear it's kind of tuned. It kind of has a sound like a timbali, because it's just this really. It's almost like a rototom. It's almost like an 8-inch rototom type of sound. Or if anybody out there is familiar with the DW piccolo toms, it's kind of like a piccolo tom, but it has snares built into it. So you can either play it like that, or if you turn the snares on, kind of sounds like that. And I use quite a thick head, not a Kevlar head, but just a pretty thick, I think it's a ebony pinstripe head on it. And that helps kind of dry it out and give it even more of that kind of marching snare type of sound. It's a really cool instrument. It's one that you could pretty easily get away with using a different sound. But again, just like the cowbells, just like the tollspires, even like the tambourines, sometimes when I'm looking for a sound that is a little bit out of left field, it makes the perfect sound for that kind of stuff. So, yeah.